Hi. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, Hypnicity. Hello, Rush. Hello, Rossi. Now we can do some chit chat. See how we're doing here. Wonderful, wonderful. We're gonna, since I did this a little bit early, I'm just gonna let everybody kind of pile on in again. Goodness. Oh, Rossi. That's a beautiful kitty you've got in your avatar. Pop that up there right quick. Take a look. Pretty. Who's your boo in the photo? I used to have a black kitty named Mr. That was the only thing he would respond to. Hi, Randy. Hello, Daily News. How you doing? Oh, from Southern California. Beautiful. Beautiful. We got a cacao. How sweet. Utica's another cacao that we have here. Miss Randy is one of our Maitas. Hello, Maria has perfect health. Rush, do you remember what was your, because I don't remember for Rush, Rossi, or Maria. Oh, that's a beautiful, I had a black kitty named Simon. That's a pretty name. Yeah, Mr. Whenever he showed up was an outside kitty, and literally the only thing that he would respond to was Mr. Holly. Her name is Hollyberry. How sweet. When I got her, her name was Hollywood. Aw, that's sweet. Hollyberry. That's pretty. I like that. Oh, Haleyberry for Haley. Sure. She's a neat lady. How neat. Fun, fun, fun. I am digging crystals this upcoming week. What are you going to be digging for? Because I thought you were in the desert. Don't you just find them on the surface? How cool. So Maria is a kahuku. Let me spell that out for you. So we have, Russia's another cacao. Beautiful. Kahuku. Hello, Paul, one of our kidney babies. Yeah, she played Catwoman as well. Beautiful. Mr. Paul, zipping through. Busy, busy day, huh? Are you busy at work, Paul? Are you busy packing? Probably a little bit of both. You seem to always be on the go. How neat. About the only thing I remembered from, oh goodness. I remember that because I tried fishing around feeling for him. And if I remember right, I think Tango had hoofed it because you had added the puppies. Yeah, from what I remember, it was a see sort of a situation. And he's like, nope, I'm not doing that. So, cool, working from home. Well, we know that you're going to be a highly productive individual. You're welcome. Yes, that is how Kahuku is spelled. And hello, Gray. How are you doing? Hello, Miss Annie Bear. Oh, cool. Using my metal detector to find gold as well. Neat. That's fun. I remember playing around ages ago with the metal detector. You would not believe how many pull tabs I found. Rossi's on lunch break. Beautiful. Well, I'll tell you what, gang, let's go ahead and start off just with some Lemurian light coding today. And does anybody want to do an undoing and a doing for Lemurian coding? Would you like that? And let me know if you would like to know the words behind the Lemurian code for the harmonization, or do you just want me to do the harmonization? Okay, great. Well, we'll hop in and we'll start doing this. So if you guys are in a position where you may feel a little dizzy from this, please listen to this later or turn it down. And we're just going to start off with some Lemurian light coding then, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. What is this? Have you tried? I have not actually having them tonight. Interesting. Okay, cool. Third eye is clearing and opening. Actually, that's interesting because most of January's focus and support was for the third eye, and that was the brow chakra. And this month is the voice. So it'll be interesting. Here we go. Dihe ori ora mahakawatahi. It ingwa te to iri te otawana. Wayuta bukta. It ingwa te fenui. Tarani tikta wayuta bukta. It ingwa te faya tama tuita tama. Wayuta bukta. Dihe ori ora. And what I'm going to do next is called an undoing and a doing. What this is going to do is if you have a negative story that's running in your life right now, you can listen to this, and what it'll do is it will bring those energies down into a 0 point. It's going to clean slate the field so that you can go forward and create from that clean slate. And I'm hearing to do this twice. So this might make you a little bit dizzy. Okie dokie. Beautiful. There we go. Everybody come right back in. Itchy face. Yeah, I actually had an urge to stomp my feet. So it's quite a lot of stuff coming and going out of that. And I went ahead and wanted to play that because there have been some energies come up this week, and it's one of those deals of you need to make sure that you have got your tools in place so that whenever things kind of throw you off or you've got a wobble going on, that you've got some tools in place that you know how to use. That is why we go over these tools and why I encourage people to do meditations or to try to do like a morning meditation. Because when you first wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, that's great. But within the first 5 to 10 minutes of your day, as you're coming up and out of your theta state, your delta states, your sleep states, and up and into your alpha, beta, gamma states, you're going to want to use that time to do like your spiritual practices. So you can go through things like the bubble technique, or you can do this undoing. It was pretty strong, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a pretty strong power move there. It was actually being called for. We'll probably do a little bit more energy moving today too. But what I was saying too is set yourself up for success, because you want to have your meditation stuff that you're prepared to do in the mornings before the world, before you reach for your phone, before you start doom scrolling on news or anything else that's going to pull you away. You need to go through and do like a bubble technique or do the undoing or listen to the light codes that I just did in order to get your energy flow going. And if you can, what I'd like to do with everybody, if we can, is I'd love to do a bubble technique right quick. There may be some new people that are listening for the first time. And if you're lurking and you're listening, don't worry. What the bubble technique is I'm going to be walking everybody through this. And this will help to set you into your own energy field and kind of set a bubble of light around you. And that way you can go ahead and clean and clear, and so that you are standing pretty much in your own power. I want to start making sure that we're starting to pay attention to our own energy systems first and foremost, because things are getting pretty intense out in the third world creations. Yeah, it's like this. I'll do my affirmations as well. Playing with the dowsing rods is beautiful too, and drinking the water and the morning prayers, great. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be doing the combined energy healing with this one, but if I do, if you're sensitive to energy, you may feel me moving. If I feel congestions in the energy field, I may go ahead and move some energy. And I'm simply saying this because sometimes it can feel really strange to feel me as I reach out and I move things around in the energy. This morning before I got up, I said, oh, you did the Ho'oponopono. Beautiful. That's great. That's wonderful. Cool. Okay. So to start off with, what I'm going to do for the bubble technique is I'm going to ask you to just look up and then just gently close your eyelids and keep looking up behind your eyes. It doesn't have to be extravagant, just gentle. And then imagine a light coming from above, and it's going to reach the top of your head. Let this light be whatever color it wants to be. And it's streaming down into the top of your head, bathing all through your head, your forehead, all through your brain, bathing the eyes so that you see the world in love, bathing around your ears so that you hear the world with love, down through your sinus cavities, into your teeth, tongue, gums, jaw, TMJ, down through the throat so that you speak out into the world with love, down through the neck. You may actually feel me working a little on your neck. I'm just going to move that energy. And imagine that light as it's pushing all the way down through your neck, top of the shoulders, down through your arms, through the elbows, forearms, wrists, bathing your hands in this light, out your fingers towards Mother Earth, up again in your shoulder, and it's going to bathe all the way through your chest, all the way through the sinuses of your well, I guess somebody needs their sinuses again. Great. Okay, you've joined us. Down through the tops of the lung space, heart space. There you go. All around the heart, behind the heart and the lungs. Beautiful. Filling it all up with this gorgeous light from above. Down through the diaphragm. And into your tummy. And just turn this light up just a little bit to power wash all through the abdomen. Sometimes we stuff our angst, or if we're busy, if we can't say words that we want to say, we'll stuff it down and it'll get trapped in your tummy. Open this up. And it's power washing through your shoulder blades, down your back at the same time, into your hip space. Power washing through your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, into your feet, and into Mother Earth. Now keep that light going from above. Mother Earth is going to offer you a light from below. It can be the same light, or it can be a different color. Imagine this color coming up through your feet, up through your ankles, calves, knees, thighs, up through your hips, tummy, up through your diaphragm, and into the heart where these two lights are going to meet. It's going to form a bubble. Beautiful. Okay, now imagine this bubble getting much larger. It's going to expand 3 feet, 5 feet. Imagine you stepping into the bubble. Now let it go out 10 feet all the way around you. It's just you and the two lights from above and below meeting in this space. If you want your bubble bigger, 15 feet, 20 feet, you can even do 50 feet or more if you like. But what we're going to do now is we're going to encompass this with a much broader beam of light. It's going to shoot from Mother Earth and be a bright white light all the way around your bubble. And it's going to shoot up through you and all the way out and into the central sun. Beautiful. And so anytime throughout your day that you are pulled off your center, or you feel like you're being pulled around by events or people that are saying you must do this, you must do that you don't matter, you come back right back to this. You bring in the light from above, bring in the light from below, meet in the center, create your bubble. And then I want you to create this column of light all the way around you, a pillar of bright white light to connect you from Mother Earth all the way out into that central sun. Because you matter. You being here right now in this higher frequency, this is important. You need to stay in this higher frequency. That's your job. Beautiful. Okay. We're just gently going to come back into your body. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your feet, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your nose. Come on back in. Hello, Miss Mousy. How you doing? Beautiful. I bet you I put people to sleep. If you have fallen asleep and you come back to this later, don't worry about it. A lot of times what will happen is your brain, your conscious mind needs to go offline a little bit for a little while. And so as you come back in, you're actually getting all of your energy upgrades and activations. And so sometimes it can knock your conscious mind offline for a little bit. And so you'll sleep. Don't worry about it. You're getting absolutely everything that you need as you come back in. A little loopy. Beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. Paul had blue light and yellow lights. Ooh, that's pretty. Feel good now. You're welcome. Yeah, it was kind of nice. I was pushing some energy around for people, especially those that have like the neck and spine. I've been hearing to do some extra for the neck and the spine. And so I added that in a little bit today. So if you felt me, especially around the neck or the shoulder processes, that was me doing some extra added energy to that today. Wonderful. It was kind of nice though. Overall, everybody's, there were a few things. Somebody had some sinus stuff, as you heard, because normally I'd be dipping into the chest cavity to do the power from above, the light from above. And so someone needed to go back up into the sinus spaces. So I would say probably a little challenging for maybe a cold or some sinus struggles right now. So a little bit of extra support. Vertigo. Yeah, Gray, I see your question, and to answer this right quick, I'm going to type it in for you. What you'll need to email will be office at hoh.earth. And be patient with them, because what's going to happen is Hunaflash himself walked out of his body last month. And so they're still dealing with the real world, all the little things that have to happen after somebody's passed over. So they may be a little slow. Miss Gretchen had some sinus. That's so cool. So Paul was actually feeling the light this time. That is amazing. Oh no, Mousy overdid it yesterday. Beautiful though. Oh, that's wonderful. Ooh, how pretty. Rush had a white light from above and a red light below. That's pretty. How neat. Oh. Gray, what you can do, you can go over to my Debbie Dement. It, like I said, right now, um, Huna Flash himself has passed away, so I don't really know what you need. But if you want to contact me, go over to debbiedement.com. And then what you're going to see is that's my website. That is my store. So look up, and on the right-hand side, you will see a thing that says Contact Me on the main menu. Fill out that form, and then it will generate so that I can talk to you directly, and then we'll see if I can get you in contact with somebody directly a little more. But a lot of it is you're just going to have to be patient. I mean, I wrote, yeah, you're probably going to be talking either to Hunatama Ake, or you will be talking to Kahasahi, Huna Kahasahi. Would be my guess. Is those are probably the two that are running the office right now. Oh, beautiful. My light from above is white, and from Mother Earth was pink today. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Neither of those is male. Hunatama Ake and Huna Kahasahi are both females. Gray. The only male that we had in the office at the time was Huna Flash himself, and he's passed away. Can't make it more blunt than that. Mousy, what are you needing for a clearing? Do you need an energy? Is it something on one of the meridians that you needed? You're welcome, Gray. Or is it because we've just done a bubble technique to kind of bring everybody in, and I also did an undoing and a doing. So I just need to find out from you which. Okay, sure. So I just need to find out from you which one you needed, Mousy. I'll pop that up there. Yeah, unfortunately, Gray, like I said, the office, and I'm not too sure. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, while I am waiting on Miss Mousy, I'm going to go back up because I had a neat share that happened last week. And I'm going to speak to this because I cannot find it now. Here we go. Nope. Ooh. Well, it was hypnicity, and she was talking about vertigo earlier. And the Mousy, can you tell me, please, what you were wanting cleared? Because I can certainly. Oh, you need balancing. Okay. If you do, you mean vertigo balance, or do you mean just balance? We just did quite a bit of it. Oh, well, Gray, the best way for a home and a house clearing. There is a specific protocol that's actually used for that. And one of the things that you can do is, I believe it was either my first or my second live chat that I have on my channel. And if you go through there, I think I have it timestamped, but towards the end of it, I was helping a lady that was having trouble with an entity in her home, and it was upsetting her kitty cat. And so what I did was I walked her through and she was doing some cleaning and clearing in that. You can use those over and over in each room, cleaning and clearing. Those codes that I used will clean and clear each of that. And the reason why you're saying also this stuff around protection, some of the things that people are bringing up, uh, uh, can the dead see their funeral? Yes. To answer Paul, yes, the dead can absolutely see their funerals. And in fact, a lot of times they'll hang around while that's happening. Sure. Okay. So some protection. And again, that's with the bubble technique and adding that pillar of light. Normally, especially for empathic people, I usually recommend that you put the bubble around you and then you layer 2 or 3 different colors around. But lately, what I've been doing and I've been asked to do is to run a pillar of light, bright white light from Mother Earth all the way through your own bubble and then out and shoot it out to the central sun. And that is for the protection. As Hypnicity is saying, you can burn sage. One of the things that I use is I will take bundles of sage and place them around my home in different areas. And what that will do, you don't have to burn it. Because I know some people are allergic to burning things. It'll choke them up and everything. And so what will happen is you can use them like sponges around your home. If you have kitty cats or dogs, the sage is safe. But if it is wrapped, a lot of times the sage will come wrapped in like string or something and threads. And so what you'll need to do is remove that ahead of time, so that it's the main problem is it could be a choke hazard for a dog or a cat. And so, like Annie Bear's saying, you can even use like a sage water. But what I do is I'll place them around, like let's say you've got a bedroom that has an entity in there, or it has some icky energy. Again, it was either the first or the second. I'm believing it was the very first live chat that I did on here. But I believe I time-stamped it too. But what I did was I asked her to go from room to room to room. You're going to replay that over and over and over in each one of the rooms. But you can place that sage in the windowsills or along the baseboards. And then it's going to act like a sponge for any negative energy. And then after a while, you can simply throw it away after about a month. If you have dogs and cats that are reacting negatively in your home, watch them. See which rooms are worse for them, and place more of the sage in that area for them. In the case of one pup, I even had her put that right on top, a big old bundle of sage right on top of her carrier that they used for a den. Correct. So those in apartments, they can't smudge. And so that's what I'm saying is go ahead and what you can do is place the bundles of sage in there. Do not burn them, just set them in the windowsill. And then what will happen is that will absorb the negative energy or the negative entities. When that's done, throw it away. You don't have to burn it. And then replace it with fresh sage. If you can just replace it like once a month. Either one is going to work, Maria. Either one. Yeah. Paul, I used to do this, but one of the places that I lived in, whenever we moved out, because it was a basement apartment at the time, we burnt a lot of Yankee candles. And maybe it's not the same thing now. But when we moved out, there was a weird shadow that was created on the wall. And the gal asked if I had burnt candles. And she said, the Yankee candles, for whatever reason, they leave like a layer of soot on the wall. I gotta admit, I have not burnt another Yankee candle since. I love the smells, but I figured if it did that, that's probably not so hot for my lungs. So you can certainly see that there's other techniques and things in here that you do. If you use salt, salt can be used as a barrier. So what you need to do is you need to be careful that you have not accidentally trapped a ghost or a very nasty entity for being in your space. Because I've had so many people who are like, this is amazing. I'm like, did you clean the space out first? No, I just went ahead and grabbed some salt and I created the circle of salt. And I'm like, great. You realize that the entity cannot cross a line of salt. That means it's trapped in there with you. So you have to clean it first. Then you can utilize your salt. The other things that you can use, like Annie Bear is saying here, these are amazing. You can certainly use the cedar branches, sweep, air, take outside. Other things that you can do if you want is you can put salt. I love the Himalayan rock salt, but even the Celtic sea salt has been working great. But you can put that in your shoes and pretty much everywhere that you are walking. That will help to clean and clear where you're at. Great. So Mousy is saying, I have been asking my team for help and in general questions that I don't understand. Right now, because the veil is a little bit thinner, we have a lot of people that are doing a lot of walking over. And so some of the voices that you're going to be getting, some of the messages that you're going to be getting right now will be from people that have passed over onto the other side. You don't have to look for it. It's just going to be coming through. And yeah, Hypnosy is also suggesting that she has a bowl of sage leaves on her altar. Yep, meditating a lot as we can't go out because it is cold. Yep, definitely too cold. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, but one of the things that I wanted to mention, because Hypnicity was mentioning vertigo earlier, and I had an experience that happened last Friday. And some of the things with putting your practices in place, you're going to want to keep doing them daily. And I know it seems like a lot. Annie Bear is using meditation in order to be able to compensate for, usually she does a lot of walking. And you can do a lot of meditating while you're walking, which is amazing. But you're going to want to do your meditations and everything. It's called chop wood, carry water. And what that means is day in, day out, we're trying to dovetail our practices, and they can be very simple, but we want to do them throughout our day and to have them in place. Well, Friday was one of those amazing days for me whenever I had something happen Friday evening, and I was minding my own business, as I usually do, and this sensation came in, and I have to admit it's the reason why I have the merry-go-round for the thumbnail this week, because this week what happened was a few years ago I had a vortex come over the upper portion of my body, and it was a very strong sensation. It was counterclockwise. It was literally moving my body, and the same thing happened. I was sitting on my couch watching a movie. Funny enough, I don't normally even do that. And it was around 8:30 at night. It began gradually, but it came in so strongly that it was making the entire room spin. And so I managed to go to bed, laid down. It wasn't illness whatsoever, but I got to admit, the last time I've had a sensation, something like that, was whenever I was in college and I had consumed too many adult beverages, as they say. And so I had to lay on the bed with one foot on the floor to make the room stop spinning. Well, I got up at one point to use the bathroom, and it was even stronger than it had been before. It absolutely was an upgrade. And so I was warning my mother, because the last time something like this happened, it also happened to her within a day. And I was concerned after having the heart surgery that she may be fearful of what would happen if it happened. Well, unlike, even though I warned her, it didn't affect her, but my husband overheard. And I think it was around midnight the same thing happened to him. He's like, I am so glad that you warned me, because apparently whenever it hit him, he's like, oh my word, I had no idea. No idea. I said, yeah, well, yeah, highly unusual. And that's why I'm mentioning it, because sometimes, and sometimes it can be just a pure, you're coming down with a flu or a cold or something. But this was not. And so a lot of times it can come in and it will feel very alarming. And so you just kind of got to go roll with it. So I just wanted to let you know that sometimes the vertigo is just that. It is an upgrade coming in. Yeah. And yeah, I am absolutely delighted that I have my hubby here. Thankfully, he is awakened. So it makes conversations much, much easier. And in some ways, he is way more potent than I am when it comes to the energy stuff and the energy work. It's just, he doesn't bother to do the day in, day out stuff that I do. So whenever he upgrades, it's just like watching him snap his fingers and he just glides right on through it. It's just pretty crazy. But it's the same thing that I suspect with Paul Freed. It's the same scenario where he's seeing things and experiencing things that I would say that it's very similar to what's happening with my husband too. You guys just kind of glide on through. Yeah, there is a lot of galactic, a lot of council energy that's coming through right now. Let me back up a little bit here. Oh, here we go. Annie Bear's asking. So I wake up and I'm perfectly poised between peace and war in myself. I feel like some of this is like this. I feel a little fed up, non-emotional, more like a decision. Some of that is the energy that we're coming into, and you will find that some of it is no longer emotional. You're stepping into it, and it's a little bit like having the scales fall away from your eyes, where you see things a little more clearly. Sometimes you will have anger come up, where you're over it. But I will reiterate some of what we've got going on down here. Stay in your own lane. Do creative projects. Create. Garden. You can paint. The important thing is that if there is something that you're engaging in and that leads to a duality thing, you'll know what those are. My side didn't win. My side won. Those are the duality things. You need to back away from those. Clean and clear your head. Go out for a walk. Play with your dog. If you cannot do it right now, paint something, meditate. Anything that's going to bring you into laughter and joy, back away from it. Because that was one of the visions that I had come through this week for me. My guides showed me taking off, and it literally looked like a ball cap, but they said, that's none of your business. And so they had me take off one ball cap that represented a 2D entity creation, which is anything that's in duality. My football team is poised to kick up your football team's butt. That's a duality thing. They had me take that hat off and put on a different hat that says, this is your business, which is, again, to continue with my light codes, to continue expanding what I've been doing, and to continue on with that. So that is what I would suggest is, if you're encountering something that is shadow work, some of that can be undone by listening through those codes that we did today, the undoing and the doing, to help align new codes and to help clean slate some of the old stuff. Yeah, like this. That's beautiful. And Annie Bear, this one is beneficial, but the one that we have in alignment for this month will be 741 Hertz. Will be for the month of Kirani, which is February 1st through the 28th. It's exactly it. Yep, the funny shows only. And yeah, abstract is beautiful. I used to love it when I was in college, and I would take just a pencil. Yeah. And I would make mountain ranges, and then just scribble the daylights out of the shadows to make the different markings on the mountains. And it was a great way to get some anger out. And I did a lot of mountains. Yep. Yeah, that'll be for February 1st through the 28th, which, we won't have my Ita for in between February and Honu this year. So we'll be skipping those. Yeah, abstract is a wonderful way to get some anger out. Or chaos anger. I think that's part of why abstract came out. It captures the light, it can capture the emotion sometimes. But yeah, I that was one of the things that popped up. I had a shadow thing that I thought I had dealt with quite a while back, and it popped up like a horrible beach ball. And I of course tried shoving it away at first, and it came back even stronger. And I'm like, no. I don't need to shove it away, and I certainly don't need to suppress it. What I need to do is deal with it. And by dealing with it, what I did was an undoing and a doing. So I did the codes to 0 point those negative feelings and sensations that were wrapped up around a very old memory that I thought that I had dealt with quite a while back. And some of it's just echoes. You don't have to get too wrapped up in it. You don't have to kick yourself and go, oh my God, you're fill in the blank, whatever terrible words that we tend to say the worst words to ourselves. I got to be honest, there's no way that most people would use the kind of languaging to other people that we use for ourselves. So stop it. Stop being mean to yourself, and just realize that it's just popping back up into your face because it needs to be 0 pointed. And that is what the undoing codes are. It is taking everything back to a 0 point, and it is clean slating that negative energy so that you can go forward. Yeah. And it's just going to take some time as we step forward and we're coming through more and more. It will collapse more and more. And so sometimes what will happen is, like, whenever I'm doing my energy healing, I will do a cleaning and a clearing on something, and then I will wait for about 3 days. And what will happen is that first layer of gunk came off, and now the underlying gunk can float up. And so I can take that level of energy off. So if I have something that's chronic, that's usually what I'll do with like an animal or something. I'll do the first layer, and then I'll wait, especially if I'm doing an intensive. And then about 3 days out, I'll do it, and then I'll wait another 3 days. Sometimes at that point, it depends. A lot of it depends on if they're in like a weakened state, just how fast we can get the energy to move. But then sometimes it'll take a little bit longer, like a week or something, before it'll bubble up. Oh, you have fun. You have fun, my dear. Huh. I have seen the shadow people. You have or you haven't? Thanks for stopping by, Annie Bear. I just love it when she uses her bells. It's so pretty. Let's see. I have seen the shadow people. Haven't seen the shadow people. I say at night, I lay me down to sleep. Good. And you can imagine especially if you're in a dicey area, or you have trouble with, like I said, entities or stuff that's in your, like I have lived in a couple of haunted homes. And it sucks, literally, because it sucks your energy. And especially at nighttime, they try to siphon your energy off of you. And so it can be just miserable. You can be in a lot of fear. And you can use the bubble technique as you lay down to go to sleep to create that safe zone around you. This place was not nearly as bad. Although I had a few dicey nights here. It was pretty scary whenever we first moved in. But the other place that I lived at was just, at nights, there was quite a few months of just sheer terror. And the nice thing about this is, as we're moving forward, more of the energies coming from the central sun. Yeah, that's why whenever I say without a shadow of a doubt, that's why whenever people go looking for the ghosts, you either have experiences or you don't. Um, so I understand that. Um, but yeah, you can absolutely set your intentions. Ah, and we're at the 11:11. Mousy twirling around the room, hugging everyone. Hi, Miss Mousy. So, Paul, were you seeing shadow people, or have they pretty much gone? Okay, you don't see them anymore. That's wonderful, and that's the whole point. Some of it can be, some of it can just be echoes. Like you'll see holograms or residual energy. Like I have no doubts in the future, people are probably going to see ghosts of me, and it won't be anything more than me coming and going around the home because these are pathways that I have done thousands of times. You know, my mom had an experience of my grandpa on the family farm, and he was just looking at the garden, checking the chickens, which I would imagine is something that he did millions of times in his lifespan. So it wasn't really a ghost visit like you could go up and interact with a ghost. It was more a sighting because it was a residual thing. And that was a daytime sighting. Sorry, but I'm thinking she actually has seen a lot of stuff in the daytime. Normally people will see things at night. Yeah, heads of people in the room going around the bed. Hmm. Yeah, and a lot of that is if, like I said, if this is a time or something that you really aren't interacting with them because it can be fun. I mean, if you're wanting to experience it, then it can be excitement fun, kind of like that feeling that you have before you go down the hill for a roller coaster. But if it's exhausting, you've got work in the morning or something, and you really don't want to be experiencing it, that's whenever you can just plaster a wall of light all the way around your entire bed and make sure that you place one above and a plane then also below your bed so that you're completely inside that cube. Nothing but sheer walls of light, and you can make it as ornate or as simple as you want, and then you just keep that higher frequency all the way around you. Then what happens is that keeps them out, kind of like what Rossi's describing, to create that bubble of protection, and so that only the archangels can come through. Mhm. It can be a little bit of a pain in the patootie. Sometimes they come in and they interrupt the sleep. And it's like, no, it's okay. Just go back to sleep. It's like, well, if you would quit waking me up, this would be even better. Well, I have to say, last night, and that's some of the things too, is because of the different turns on the merry-go-round. Some of the nights I have been sleeping a full 8 hours, and I look and the clock has only gone forward an hour, which is great because then I get to catch up a little bit on my sleep. Uh-huh. A vertical clearing. Mousy, I didn't forget about it. I didn't quite understand what you need. Did you need like your spine cleared? Or do you need something like a column of light or something? Yeah, I'm up at 4 a.m. for work at 5 a.m. I'm the same way, Paul. I'm ready. I guess, Mousy, my bigger question is, are you looking for the Lemurian coding for clearing, or are you looking for a meridian clearing? I would have done it earlier. I was unsure about what you were needing. Okay, you wanted your spine cleared. Sure, absolutely. So for anybody that hasn't fallen asleep, and for anybody here now or on the replay, if you would like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right at the base of the spine where it meets the base of the skull. And if you're sensitive to energy, you may actually be feeling me reach out right now. If you're not sensitive, don't worry about it. What I'm going to be doing is working through the meridians that are in and around the spine itself. And we're also going to do I'm going to start off with the skull itself. So you may feel some pressure that's around the forehead and the base of the skull. And I'm just going to be energetically, but I'm going to be pulling upward so that your spine and gravity will gently allow some traction. And I'm only mentioning the sensations because some people are very sensitive to energy. So this just kind of gives you a heads up over what I'm doing. Good. Okay, I'm going to release that pressure. And we're going to start working on the spine, in and around the neck. So I'm going to be working both sides. And if you're human, go ahead and make sure to lift your chin up just a little bit. So that your jaw's parallel to the ground. Thanks for stopping by, Paul. You have a great week. Thanks for stopping in. Great. So just kind of power working through all of the neck and the vertebrae, in and around. So on the interior of the spine, as well as the exterior. Now we're going to move down into the lower where it goes into the thoracics, the cervical, tops of the shoulders, and under the shoulder blades themselves. But focusing mostly on the spine itself today. And that's fascinating because earlier today I actually had a request from my guides to do this. I was going to do this later in the week, but that's okay. We'll do this now. Ooh, that was a nice pop. Working in between the shoulder blades on the spine. So these are the thoracics. Now we're just going to gently work down each and every single one of these. Interior as well as exterior. Increasing the chi flow, which increases the blood flow. Giving you space, bringing you into alignment. And I'm going to add a little bit of gentle rocking here. Very gentle, don't worry. There we go. Good. A couple of you got some pops out of the thoracic going into the cervicals. Great. Keep working down through the thoracics. And I'm coming into the top of the lumbars. So this is around mid-back for anybody that's wondering what on earth. I'm just doing energy healing and clearing for the meridians in and around the spine itself today. Lower lumbars, going to the top of the hip. And we're just going to reach out and work a little bit on the pelvic connection to the lumbars. Before we move down into the coccyx, which is the lower pelvic region. And yes, humans do have a tailbone. Okay, now we're going to do some energy from above and below. Kind of create two discs 2 feet above your head, 2 feet below your feet. We're just going to ask your spine and your skull to lengthen, just naturally and gently, stretching out towards Father Sky, down towards Mother Earth, to bring and open those 2 channels up. Nice, that was a good release. Okay, we're gently going to let go of those 2. And you can imagine your posture being a slightly taller still, but allowing it to gently come back into your body. And I'm going to do just a little bit more because on some of you, the tension that actually began in the spine began on the feet. And some of it is because the fascia is pulling and creating some tension. One of the things you can do for fun, you can lay like flat on your back in your bed if you would like, and then gently pull your toes up towards your shins. You can just do that about 2 inches towards your kneecaps. If you can articulate it, and then just lay there breathing, and then just see if you start having things loosen. Sometimes whenever we have that foundation, like horse riders will always know this. When you first start riding a horse, they will tell you to drop those heels. And what they mean is you're raising your toes up towards your shins, lowering your heels, and that gives you a foundation, a base in the saddle. And that helps you to stay strong and keep your balance better. And sometimes by imitating this, you'll find different parts of your body. Like, yep, on the left-hand side, somebody's hip just loosened, just even imagining that. And so sometimes you'll find that you'll have pulls that will happen even up on your jaw, your face, the skull, the neck, and it's all tied into what your feet are doing. Sometimes just having a little bit of a relief, it helps. There we go. There we go. Okay, gang, welcome back. Hello, Miss Utica. How are you today? How's your dad doing, Utica? We're just kind of coming back in from doing a little bit of meridian clearing in and around the skull and the spine. Beautiful. Oh, that's great, Mousy. My physical therapist is having me work. And your balance, beautiful. Yeah, it's surprising how much of it is the feet, especially, because we'll be braced with our feet. Yay. Oh, that's wonderful. Knock on wood, she's doing well. Seems to be holding her own. Today she goes back to the surgeon that worked on her. So we're double checking. Oh, your blood pressure is still high. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Maria. You're very welcome. Yes, like Rossi is saying, chair yoga is good if you don't have good balance. And I love doing, like I said, the flexes with the feet. I love doing that in flat on my back on the bed because you're not gonna hurt yourself. There's nowhere to fall, basically. And if you physically can't do it, the fun thing is imagine yourself doing it because the brain literally can't tell the difference. Utica, is your dad on blood pressure medicine? Because I'm going to try reaching out and working on his tummy right quick Remember, he had diverticulitis, which is an unwieldy term, which means upset tummies. Huh, now that's interesting. His isn't just there, his is behind on the wall. Cool. Yep. So if you have anything in your abdomen or if you're sensitive to energy right now, I'm working on the diaphragm, the liver, stomach, and the abdomen. That was a good release. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Utica, I'm just sending him some general energy for his entire abdomen right now and his liver as well, just for extra support. Huh, interesting. It's an overactive bladder from what you're describing. Mm, you're welcome. Absolutely. I understand. Awesome. Okay, that should work. I'm hearing okay. Great. So that energy will just continue to work on him. Same as for the spine earlier. That energy will continue to work on you for the upcoming next days, weeks. It'll just continue to support. Let's get that grounded. Great. Okay. So if you've done any yawning, sneezing, coughing, burping, tummy rumbles, passing wind, or if you're doing like stretching out with the limbs, be sure to give yourself a drink of water because what's happened is you've actually had a physical reaction. And so a lot of times toxins can be released into the bloodstream from those. Yawning is usually the one that you're going to get the most, but you can do sneezing, coughing, and some of these other things. And so just get yourself a drink of water so that can help flush things through your bloodstream and out your body. And I'm going to grab it because a lot of times I'm busy doing the clearing of the energy for people. That's the other cool thing. Energy tends to follow the easiest route, the easiest conduit. So a lot of times you'll see me doing a lot of yawning if I'm doing energy work for somebody. And it's just because the energy and the congestion on the energy, the stagnation on theirs, it's coming through me because I'm an easier channel to get it grounded off. There we go. Huzzah. Well done, Rush. Beautiful. Alrighty, gang. Well, that's pretty much what I have for you this week. I think I went through and I pretty much shared everything that I was going to be sharing today. And I might be hopping on later this week um, to do a little more of the just strictly the energy healing that I do. But I don't know for sure if I will be or not. If I do, it will be probably either Thursday or Friday if I do that. But that'll be more for like what we've just finished doing, where it'll be bits and pieces of the energy work. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. And if you would like, on my debbiedement.com site. It'll be in the description below. I do one-on-ones, and I also do MP3s. And so what you do is you play the MP3, and your energy system will then follow the energy entrainment that I have embedded on the MP3s, so that you can just play them for you. I've got one for kitty cats, one for dogs, one for humans, one for horses, and each of those is a bit more species specific whenever I did those. Oh, how are you doing? Hope none of you are affected by the chemical fog. Yeah, you need to be careful. This time of year is a little challenging, anyways, as it is. You want to make sure as you're out and about in the cold to protect your breathing, and wear a scarf, and you obviously don't want to be out there dancing around in chemicals. That's gross. So keep you and your loved ones inside if they're doing any kind of fogging. That's never fun. Cool. Alrighty, gang. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. And Yuka, I'm sorry I missed you, but we did quite a bit of energy balancing earlier in. So you can go back through and watch the replay on that. Yeah, that was great. Okay, gang. Well, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great rest of your week and rest of the day. Wonderful. Okay, see you later. Bye.